What's up, guys? Back in the garage getting ready to load up to go racing tomorrow. Shout out to everybody who watched the video last weekend. That was pretty awesome. Got a great positive feedback, tons of comments. That was super cool, so thanks. Tomorrow we're going to go up and do some 1150 index racing. It's an Outlaw 10.5 class. Usually I race 1250, but since it went 11.5, I'm going to try to hang. I'm totally outgunned. But there's test and tune on the schedule, so if I lose, I can just hop into test and tune and see what happens. So since last weekend, I cleaned out the carburetor and I swapped out the 1-inch open spacer to a 4-hole tapered. And I think I'm going to take out the back seat cushion and the trunk mat just to save a few pounds, see if we can get closer to 1150 tomorrow. It's a 500 Pro tree and no deep staging, which is great. Last year they used to allow deep staging and it was a 400 Pro tree. So I think being able to stage super shallow and on a 500 tree, I won't be able to red light, and I'll get a good run at the track so I can hopefully get an 11.50 or close to it and compete. We'll see. If not, we'll just go to test and tune and have some fun. Here's the 1-inch spacer I took off. I had it kind of massaged and ported to match the plenum on the intake. And now we have the HVH 4-hole in there. I ran that with the dual plane that I had, the air gap, and it ran better than the open, but I was trying the open with the single plane. So we'll try the 4-hole and see what happens. Back seat cushion, the lower one, I'm going to pop that out and weigh it. I ran drag week without it so I could store my tires, my slicks and skinnies back here. So we'll pop that out real quick, and I'm still within the rules. The rules are front seats, carpet, door panels. It's supposed to be more of a street car thing. And here's the trunk mat. I think this thing weighs about 10 pounds. I'll weigh it. So we'll get rid of that. I think this mat and the back cushion could be close to 50 pounds, but let's weigh it up, see what happens. So the seat cushion and the trunk mat, only 30 pounds total. So not as much as I thought, but a little bit will help, hopefully. We went 11:58. We need to be 11:50. Ideally a little quicker than 11:50 to play the games at the finish line like everybody does. The DA tomorrow is going to be super low. It's going to be cold. It's only going to be like 45 degrees, so that should help. Hopefully we can get there. So my first qualifying pass in Real Street 1150. I was racing the champ, Ralph. He's won it 3 years in a row, and he went on to win the day, so congrats to him. We had the 2-step at 6,500, the shift light. I had my pills, so I put it at 6,700 for the day. Try it out. Tires are 15. I wanted to add a little air from our last outing, try to get rid of some of that bog. And it was 6.5 after the run, so the burnout heated it up, obviously. And the DA was incredible. It was 800 below, so I was really hoping for some good times. I staged really shallow since it's a 500 tree and no deep, and I need the ET, and I still went red, so I couldn't figure that out. I launched at 6,500, which was 100 lower than last week. But I added air, so I want to see if it stuck and still bogged. So 165 on the 60, 748 in the 8th. The whole pass was really lazy. Everything just felt lazy. So I went back and looked at the in-car, and I was shifting at like 6,000 for some reason. So I didn't see the shift light come on at all. If you zoom in and go slow on the tack, it's like 6,000. So just driving like an idiot.
In Outlaw, we need you to the lanes, please. Super Street and Wild Street. In the Outlaw class, please do.
So Q2, put some more air in the tires, try to get rid of that bog a little bit. There was 16.5 cold, 17.5 after the run. We bumped the two-step back up to 66, left the shift light there, and the DA was negative 635. So we went and red again, 028, so it was a little better, but still on the wrong side. 162.60, 739, 8th, 1158, 117. So this is a personal best by 1,000, and the mile per hour is the best also. So here's last week's ET, 1158 with a 9, 1158 with an 8. I guess we'll call that a personal best. And then the mile per hour from last week, 117.08, 117.27. But I'm going to say the 4-hole spacer is slower. The DA, negative 635, and running the 1158 at 117. When over here, the DA was almost 500 feet over, and we were pretty much the same performance. This one was 26 feet over. So we matched the performance of the open spacer, but with much better air. So I think I'm going to put the open spacer back in. So once I saw my red light in eliminations, I just clutched it, threw it in fourth, waved to my fans, and cruised it on down. But we went with a 17 PSI on the tire because they still wasn't spinning. And, of course, I absolutely smoked the tires, blew them off. We had the shift light still at 67. Two-step was still at 6,600. I red lit, I spun, I missed second. It was just a total disaster. And that's it. That's what it is. When 167 spinning, by then I'd missed second, and we clutched it, and that's where we did. We just cruised on down there. At this point, I was expecting to go hop into test and tune, like we always do. If you race Outlaw and you lose, you can always go into test and tune. Unfortunately, today they decided you had to pay for it again. So another $50 ticket. And at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, with class cars still running, I decided it was not worth it. So we packed it up and called it a day, and we'll get test and tune another day.